guys so much for all being here tonight. I know it's rainy and nobody wants to get out, but I appreciate it. Tonight I'm going to tell you about my father, Boyd Mason, the accomplishments he made in his life, and the things that he had to overcome to achieve those things. Without an example or role model in his own upbringing, he was able to go on and raise 5 children with the same wife of now 48 years, which I think is pretty phenomenal this day and age with the divorce rate. Today I'll tell you a little bit about his broken family as a young man, how he overcame those challenges, his military service that took him overseas when he had a young wife and young child at home, and the many career changes throughout his life. And I hope at the end that you'll see why I've dedicated this speech to him as a tribute. In his early years, his single mother struggled to take care of him on her own. And then when she remarried to a man with 4 children of his own, my father was often left out and pushed aside. And that's when a visit to stay with an aunt several hours away from home turned into an actual long-term stay when he was eventually adopted by this aunt and uncle. So he didn't have a lot of consistency in his childhood. And despite that, he went on to raise 5 children with lots of stability and consistency in our lives, and has been married to the same woman for 48 years now. As a young man expecting his first child with his wife, my mother, he was deployed to Vietnam to serve in the aftermath of the war, working with the telecommunications department. So he was walking through villages that had been bombed and pillaged, and saw lots of carnage on the streets as they took down the telecommunication wires and operations that they had used during the war. He was able to come back from all of this and continue to be a father and a husband to at the time, my oldest sister and my mother, without any hiccups or hesitation. After his military service, he came back home, finished his college degree, but then had a hard time finding work to support his new growing family. With a second child on the way, he actually moved an hour away from my mother and siblings to find work in Pascagoula, Mississippi, where it took a couple years, but he eventually was able to start his own business, a business that still exists today. So even with that stress of that commute, going back and forth on the weekends to see his family, he successfully started a business and offered my family that financial stability that they needed.
Bailey.
And after that, he had another business on his own with a partner, and his partner was tragically killed in a car wreck. A partner and business partner and best friend, tragically killed in a car wreck. And it was a very traumatic thing because this business partner of his also had a family with small children, and it was quite a challenging time for all the family and friends involved. And so the business did not go on without the friend after the accident. But my father had a reputation in the community as being an ethical and honest man, and he was sought out by the insurance company, New York Life, to be a sales representative. And he has been working with them for the past 26 years, providing financial stability that he didn't have as a young man to his family. So in conclusion, I hope you see why my father was the person I wanted to honor with this speech tonight. He overcame challenges as a young man. He overcame challenges during war, and now he has a long history of a career with the same company for many years. And I think those are a lot of things to accomplish in one lifetime. And I only hope that when I'm his age, I can say the same about my own life. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.